speakers, so we'll go there next. I'm going to call three at a time, so would you keep track of where you're at and get up to the podiums, please? Carl Mohammed, Matt Milligan. I did not see Gary Mitten here, so Deidre Jacobs will be third. Please come to the podiums and watch the clock. You have 3 minutes each, please.
Carl Mohammed, I wanted to come back this evening as a reminder, because we've been doing this celebratory activity now for about 10 or 15 years, and each year get more and more exciting to hear the wonderful things that you are doing for all of your students that you have here in Palm Beach County. But those are inside of my community, the descendants of America's slaves, we're still having a major problem inside of our community, although we are working feverishly to do some things for ourselves because we didn't depend on the school district to do the heavy lifting by themselves. But I wanted to ask the school district, because when we did this book, Beyond the Talk, and supposedly moving our community forward, we had a lot of business partners that appeared, like the Bank of America, the Children's Service, the City of Pahokee, Riviera Beach City, and quite a few others, but we haven't been able to accumulate any kind of resources to do anything meaningful inside of our community. Now, our community has set forward a bookstore to bring the kind of quantitative information, very focused information that is necessary to develop inside of our community. We're asking, since we did establish that kind of partnership early on in several different arenas inside of the school district, do you know any black philanthropists that are inside of Palm Beach County that might have a serious interest in trying to put some resources toward trying to bring some closure to what we're having the problem with inside of our community? I know I reached out to Dr. Robinson and she didn't know any, and I reached out to Ms. Andrews, and she said that she would do a quest search and see if she could find something. And I just wanted to remind y'all that, when you this mandate that earmarked for our community, it was unfunded, and we haven't had any real resources earmarked, I don't believe, that been directed for us. And it would be very appreciative to my community if we could get some kind of clear understanding of what it is exactly that you're doing, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it for us. And we understand, I appreciate all of the conversation that we had tonight relative to the idea of moral debt and equity and all of these other words that we've been utilizing inside of Palm Beach County now for quite a few years. I'm hoping that now we're in a state where we've matured to the point where we can see the need to invest truly inside of our community. And with the attitudes that many of us have inside of Palm Beach County, that's the reason why we're asking you to extend the right hand of fellowship to many of our brothers and sisters that might be in a position to assist us. We want to try a different approach and one that on our own. So we're going to ask you if you have any brothers and sisters that you know that might be interested in helping the African American community. Would you please reach out to us at the bookstore? And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Matt Milligan, Deidre Jacobs, Michael Cleveland, Nick Brady,
Good evening.
good evening.
Everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm going to ask a couple of requests of you to consider for the safety of the schools here in Palm Beach County. First of all, I ask that you consider reducing the speed from 20 to 15. Cars these days, they disrespect all speed limits. And certainly the speed around schools is going to be very hazardous. So I think it's some counties around the state that has 15 already, and you might want to consider that. Also, the disruption in school with military veterans coming home from service overseas, and they go into the school system with cameras, lights, and everything. It's very disruptive to class. I'm opposed to that. For the simple reason that if one of these veterans come into the classroom, a book drop, a balloon burst or something, a lot of them suffer from PTSD, and something might occur. What really sparked me, and for the last 4 years, I thought about coming before you and asking this request, but two months ago, a father went into the school system to visit 3 schools in one day for 4 kids. He was home the night before, and his kids was home. He could have got up that morning if he wanted to surprise them and fix them breakfast and take them to school. This theatrical scene in our school should be stopped, and I'm going to ask you to consider stopping it. The last thing I want to ask of you is on the 10th of this month, a maintenance worker in a school in my neighborhood at 6:05 in the morning decided to mow the lawn over there. I got up in my pajamas and asked him to stop. He didn't stop. So I'm gonna ask you, ask your maintenance workers, if they're gonna mow lawns on a Sunday, please do it after 9 o'clock. Thank you for your time.
Sir, would you
Happy
just state your
Thanksgiving.
name for the record, please? You're
Michael
Michael
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Thank you. Nick Brady, Keisha Moore, Andrew Osh. Go ahead, sir. State your name, please.
Good evening. My name is Nick Brady. Thank you for having me. I'm a 100% permanent, totally disabled veteran, so I'm a little bit off tonight. I apologize. I was wondering, am I able to give you guys packets or no?
Yes, if you want to, the board clerk will come down and get them.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, I'd like to start off by thanking you, Mr. Barbieri, because this is the reason I'm here is because I'm off. This is the second investigation for multiple incidents that happened at my child's school, and the first investigation was a complete farce. It consisted of the regional instructional superintendent, Miss Maria Bishop. Her investigation consisted of reading the statements that the administrators wrote down and asking them if they were true as a follow-up, instead of speaking with the people that were involved in the incident. You initiated another investigation with Ms. Kenyatta Haywood, and to my knowledge, she's been doing a great job. I have not had the release of that report yet, so I can't speak about that, but I can speak about my conversation with Ms. Camille Coleman. Ms. Coleman expressed how the investigation was very large and it was a box full of paperwork and it was too much for her to review. She asked me to summarize it. I can't summarize an investigation that I've not seen. Multiple calls, I've only spoken with her 2 times. After multiple calls, I got 1 return phone call, and at the end of that phone call, she said she would call me back the next day. Never received a phone call. That was on the 24th of October. I returned a phone call that she finally picked up on October 31st, and that would be the last time that we were to communicate. Even with her admission of not reviewing the materials, she said there was not much that she could do. I would like for the board members to please take a look at our statements and review the investigation. I know it's going to be a lot, but if you can take 10 minutes to read the statements, and if something stands out to you, please take a look at it. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Antonis Ladaros.
Good evening, Adonis Ludaros. I didn't retire from the best job anyone can offer, the Palm Beach County. I was here for 35 years. Some of the best years of my life were spent in Palm Beach County. Only 5 schools, I believe. I started chess in '87. I was here for 30 years doing all the tournaments. Now I graduated in 2016 from Elbridge Elementary, thanks to Ms. Gail Pastergic, but I'm still involved with chess. Recently, Dr. Diana Snyder and Mrs. Tina Sparks, instruction specialist, gave me the opportunity, and I'm saying recently, November 11th. I did 2 workshops at Lakeworth Middle with about 50 teachers. I was able to get 26 emails and text messages back. So what I'm looking is right now, utilize me. There is no one like me in Palm Beach County about chess. I have the experience. I don't seek anything else, but I say use my experience. You saw here Raghav Venkai. He started with me in kindergarten. He's at Sun Coast right now. He's twice national champion. And we need principals like Miss Gail Pastegic, Dr. Gibson, God rest her soul, back in the 80s, to have the teachers have the freedom, the fun, the passion to teach children. And right now I'm seeking to you to give you my number, to give you my email. Utilize me, I seek no pension, I seek nothing, absolutely. This is home for me, Palm Beach County. I have a home in Athens, Greece, and I have home here in Palm Beach County. So utilize me because the research shows so many great things about chess. I'm not gonna count, I'm not gonna tell you. Recently, I've been at Gove Elementary last year. I went three or four times, but there's so many schools. Title I schools don't have the boards. They don't have the equipment. And I'm there for them. I gave them about 50 boards on November 11th because I had used boards. And they are seeking more, and the results could be just like Raghav Venkat. The result could be like Elbridge Elementary, 8 times in 10 years state champion. But it's the records. You go through tests, you go through everything else. So, fun, excitement. Again, I'm very grateful for Palm Beach County for the opportunity to give a Greek immigrant to become a teacher with strong Greek accent. And today, on November 20th, on my birthday, to be here, to bring Raghav Venkat, and then go home and see my son, my daughter, and my granddaughter, and say, okay, now we can light the candles. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you and happy birthday. Keisha Moore, were you here? All right, so that takes us back to the consent agenda.